Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to talk about one of the hugest, biggest predatory, I dare say, scams that there is right now in the card industry. And unfortunately, it's by one of the biggest big box stores there is, Gamestop. It it's bad. It's very, very bad. The reason I say that is because Pokemon, for the majority, is younger kids, or very, very, even if they're not kids, but maybe teenagers, maybe very young adults who aren't the smartest with their money and think they can make a quick buck because that's all they see on the internet, right? People making quick money and they think it's easy. Um, that's not the case usually. So let's get into it. Um, let's see where it goes. So, GameStop came out with these things called Power Packs, right? You can go online. You could literally go online right now and do these. Please don't do these. But essentially, you can gamble on a slot machine. It's insane. And you can do different cards. I personally think Pokemon's the worst because, like I said, the majority of people doing Pokemon are younger people. Some some of the sports cards, yes, there are younger people doing sport cards, but for the probably, I don't know what the percentage is, but I think the majority of people are probably old enough to make rational decisions. Um, but let's look over these Pokemon and why this is, in my opinion, a huge scam. All right, and it's pretty bad. So you can do 25 bucks. I almost think the lower level amounts, now hear me out, this might be a hot take, but the lower amounts I feel like are kind of even more predatory because people are like, it's 25 bucks. I'll do 25. I'll do 50. I'll do 100. 100 you're probably thinking like, okay, that's some change, right? Like a young person. These amounts are insane. But let's just talk about why these aren't a good option. All right, these are the odds. They give you the odds legally. They have to give you the odds. Okay. 40% chance you are losing money. No matter what. You're losing $6. Best case scenario, you're losing $6 of value. Okay? You're still losing money here. Not as much. You might be close to breaking even. But you're still losing money. That's 70% of the time, guys. 70% of the time. So the majority of the time, you are losing money. 70%. That means if you do this or if you do it 100 times, if you do $25 100 times, 70 of those times you're losing money. 70. Okay? 25%, you're essentially breaking even, or you may be getting close to doubling your money. But 25%, you're barely breaking even. You still could only break even. This really could be like you're making a little bit of money. A little bit of money. Okay? Now, here's the odds of doubling your money 100%, 3%. 3%. 3, guys. That means if you do this 100 times, 3 times, you're at least doubling your money. 3 times out of 100. I just don't know anybody who's doing this, who, one, is not getting paid to do it in some fashion. Two, is just they must have money floating around, because if you don't have money just floating around, if you're just not wealthy and it doesn't matter to you, there's no way you're doing this. There's no way. Zero, like, or you're not smart. Okay, please don't do these. Okay? And so the thing is that obviously they show the predatory scam, right? Make it look fun, make it look like a slot machine, make it look like a game. And then what do you show? You show, hey, this is what you could get. This is the jackpot. This is why slot machines in a casino, they don't tell you like the minimum wins. They don't tell you what you're probably going to get. They show you the jackpot, right? They show you the big amount that you have a chance to get, right? So best case scenario, these are the $400 wins. You're not gonna get these. You're not gonna get these. I'm just telling you. All right. So that's why I think maybe the smaller amounts are more predatory, honestly, because kids and they have 25 bucks. They're like, hey, I want to try this. And then they get hooked, right? Now, let's just look at this. So once again, Lunar, right? $2,500. Absolutely nuts. I think they're the same odds, right? They're pretty much the same odds. Pretty much. Like a tiny difference. Let's make it look like a game. Let's make it look crazy. Let's make it look fun. Here's the grails, the holy grails that you can get, right? Oh my gosh, you could get $30,000. You could get 14,000. Like, you're not gonna get this, guys. Once again, 3% chance at doubling your money, 70% chance at you losing money. All the time, 70% chance you're losing money. And I would pretty much say it's probably more, because I'm guessing a good percentage of this 25% is pretty close to the break-even point, right? The biggest thing is, and I can't show you because I'd have to play this slot machine, and I refuse to play this slot machine game. But if you so let's just say you get a card. Let's say you do this and you get a card that's worth, you do 25 bucks. Let's say you get a card that's worth $30. But it's a card you don't want. It's a card, maybe it's a Japanese card, you only collect English. Maybe it's Korean, you only collect Japanese. They instantly offer you a buyback, which is great, right? Hey, give me my market value, right? Because I'm already losing money with the odds. Give me the market value. No, they don't give you the market value. They give you 90% of the market value. So that's the other predatory thing, is that hey, even if you do hit, we're gonna give you a card that statistically you probably won't like. Let's give you a Japanese card if you're in the US. Let's give you a card that's like a PSA 8. Not a lot of people want PSA 8s, even if it's an older card that might be worth something. A lot of people just don't want PSA 8s, PSA 7s, or 6s. So that's the other thing, is like they give you a buyback. If they gave you a buyback option, honestly, if they gave you a buyback option and it was at market value and you could instantly cash out for the market value, because they're already making a ton of money just with the odds, with the slot machine, that it would be a little better. It would still be bad. It would still be bad because you're still statistically losing money in the long run. Because 70% of the time you're losing money. Right? So even if they gave you exactly what the market value was, GameStop would still make a ton of money. But no, they do 90%, which is crazy. So like, say I'll just show you how big that is, right? Let's say you get insanely lucky and you pull this card. $33,000. You guys can't see it because I'm in the way, but it's worth $33,000. But you're not gonna do it. You're not gonna get it. But if you did, they would offer you 10% is like 3,300. So they would offer you less than 30 grand to buy it back from you right now. So if you chose that option, you still think, oh, I made money because I hit the jackpot and I got cash for it. They still made that 3 grand back. That little amount that they make back is on top of everybody that's doing the packs that's losing 70% of the time. That 3 grand's just a cherry on top for them, right? They're hoping you buy it back instantly. That's what they're hoping for. They're hoping that you hit that buyback button because statistically they're already making money. And if you throw on another 10%, they're making millions of dollars from you guys. Please, I'm telling you guys, please don't do this. so bad. I can't believe I want to know. I'm not going to make an account, but I almost want to know. They must make you verify your ID, right? Because like this scheme, this seems very easily that you could be underage to gamble. Because this is gambling, right? Like you must have to be. Let me look at the terms of service here. You must have to be 18. Terms of purchase. Oh my gosh, it's just insane. Okay, you do have to be 18. But like, do they make you verify your driver's license to make sure you're 18? Because if you just have to click a button that says you're 18, like people are like, you go on Twitch, there's a bunch of people on Twitch and stuff that are like 13, 14, 15 years old. Oh, I kind of want to make an account because I just want to know. That would be crazy if they don't verify your driver's license. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if you guys have looked or have made an account. Hopefully you guys haven't because please don't. But uh yeah. Had to make a video about that. But you know what's not predatory? You know what's not predatory? Supporting a small store that sells laser engraved binders. Look at this one. Laser engraved binders, Unified Minds, W. Okay. Sick. Right? Laser engraved binders, guys. Custom laser engraved. Not a scam. Check it out. CobraPacks.com. See you guys next time.